rock. Some real shit for you niggas. Check it out. Am I weak or am I strong? Can my mind carry me on? I'm striving to get this money, but cowards say that it's on. Who am I not to do me, nigga, and get it on? I'm striving to get this money, but cowards say that it's on.
I'm having dreams of my enemies killing me, cause the way I be chasing my currency and dealing with bitches who work on their knees. The piece of young G, so I don't sleep, cause I got seed to feed. So I take no dose to ride with calicos and 44s. Made me a sick individual, mind of a criminal, acts of a serial killer, nigga. Don't make me kid at you. Gotta get this money, nigga. I be damned if I'm bummy while laughing at you niggas getting this cake. You niggas fake, shoot the A out the cake. So what can I say? These rampant niggas don't play. R.I.P. A-Wall, screaming fuck all y'all gon' stand tall.
Am I weak or am I strong? Can my mind carry me on? I'm striving to get this money, but cowards say that it's on. Who am I not to do me, nigga, and get it on? I'm striving to get this money, but cowards say that it's on. Am I weak or am I strong? Can my What up? This is LTA, I'm your boy Doe.
What up, Doe, man? What's fires you, man? How you doing?
Man, what we on for the day, man?
Man, it's been a hell of a week, hell of a month. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to get things going a little bit, making sure everything's decent, you know. Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. A lot of the people was giving us feedback about the last show about dating over 35.
Yeah.
So, you know, that was a little something I wanted to touch on, but, you know, it's another thing, too, with, I wanted to touch on, like, are we content? And what is being content? Is being content settling for less? Is content a good thing or a bad thing?
Well,
you know what I'm saying? What is being content?
Like? The ideal of content, and I don't know the exact definition off the top of my head right now, but content would be if you're comfortable. Are you not even really are you comfortable in whatever situation it is? So let's say people that's institutionalized.
Okay.
They're content in jail.
A lot of people are content with going to jail.
So
what, like,
they're comfortable. They're comfortable in that space because that's what they comfortable with. So if you say you a bum and don't got no money at all,
you content. Some people get content,
but you content with
being a bum.
You know, you got yours in their mind. You know, that might be their serenity.
That's the only level they know where to get to.
Or obviously having money could have you content. Well, some people have money and don't be content.
It's a lot of, like, so when we I actually had a conversation with some individuals about this topic right here and being content and, like, what does it mean to us as a culture. Also, I just wanted y'all to know that y'all can definitely call the phone number if you want to appear on the Let's Talk About It show. Just a quick disclosure, please. The number's tagged in the description of the video. If you want to, call in and give us what you think being content is, your definition, let us know, hit the line or whatever. But anyway, we were having a conversation about being content and, like, does it push us to the next level? You know what I'm saying? Like, are we pushing ourselves to be the better or the best forms of who we are? You know, and a lot of people just get content with their lifestyle. So I was talking to one of the guys about, working and getting a job, and you know what I'm saying, like, life is good. He was able to stay out the way, figured out how to maneuver the way he wasn't getting himself in no harm's way, got a job, got an apartment, taking care of his kids. And I asked him, like, are you content? You know what I'm saying? And to a certain extent he was happy with where his life was at, but it's like, what else can you do to make your life better? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us get caught up in the day-to-day and think that, okay, because we have an apartment and because we have a car or because we got a little bit of food in our refrigerator, that we content with the life that we live in. When, in all honesty, we could tap in and go further if we, never become content with what we, our level was at. You know what I'm saying? It's like we gotta keep striving for more. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing about that, though, is you gotta look at the actual meaning of it, though. So right. The actual meaning of content is in a state of peaceful happiness.
Peaceful happiness.
So being content don't mean you're being that don't mean you're being stuck. That don't mean you're You know what I'm saying?
And that's the confusing part. The confusing part about like American language, right? So like, to be peaceful and happy is to be content, but
in a state of peaceful happiness.
not necessarily. Like, people are content with bad situations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, people literally like, but in their mind, it's okay. Some people are content because they are forced to be content.
But then though, but then you went. We use the word wrong then.
No,
we use it wrong then. Just
no, I mean,
if a person's in a bad relationship and we say, oh, they're content with that
relationship.
Who says they're content with that?
But that's, I mean, there's
know
probably
what I'm
other
saying?
meanings to it too. Like,
Yes,
this
it's
probably
more-
got like 5, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
But to be content, like, I mean, and that's the one thing about the language too, is like, you can make your own interpretation or your own definition of the word. We have taken.
See, no, we can't
content.
do that though.
I mean, people make.
People do that, but you can't
we
do that.
Like, we say
But
it's
you can't,
dope.
though.
We say it's dope. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And dope is dope.
But when you get to using the actual definition of, like, when we talking, we know the
what
way
we saying.
how you
know what I'm
use it.
saying? Like with content, people can become content with a bad situation, so they can't necessarily be happy with that situation.
Right.
It's just that they have found themselves unable to see outside that situation.
But
That's how I kind of look at it.
But we're calling it whoever, like you say, oh, they're content with that.
Content.
We're calling it content. We're
Right.
using the word
We
wrong when we're
using-
talking about the person that's going through bad times.
Yeah.
Because they're not content because they're not in a happy state of, or whatever it just said.
No, they're not in a happy space. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then the one thing about it is when I think about being content, like, I think about becoming stagnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe them just bad ways of looking at the word, or maybe the ways that, you know, we interpreted the word, but when a person becomes content, it's like they are satisfied with the position that they are in, and I'm not trying to make any forward motion. It could leave a person stagnant.
So here go a definition that would support that. It says, pleased with your situation and not hoping for change or improvement.
Right. So you content. A lot of people become like the example we just used in regards to a homeless person. You know what I'm saying? Being content with not having the means that they, you know, the money or the material that everyone else has. Like, they're happy. Some people are happy with not having that much stuff. But then again, as a growing and as a learning individual, like, we should forever strive for the next phase of life, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's just sometimes other people don't have that same desire, or they don't see outside of that desire.
Right.
It's some weird stuff, man. Weird stuff. But
yeah. So I guess, you know, like, it has a couple of different meanings. So the two meanings will be the one you just used as being satisfied,
Yeah.
cool with what you got going on, no matter what that is. And then the other content is you're happy, and then, you know, you're
happy with the situation. So, like, I know it's guys that are they're okay with living in tents. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's people that are okay with living in the homeless encampments. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, some of them. I'm not saying all of them, but there are certain select few individuals that like living off the radar.
Yeah, because some people don't
You know what I'm saying? They don't want to pay
like-
their bills.
like, that mental health stuff is thrown around so much nowadays, but it is people with mental health issues, man.
Yeah.
Everybody got mental health issues, to keep it real.
Yeah.
Everybody got mental health
Yeah,
issues
we all do.
to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But let's say a person that is going through an abusive relationship, that person ain't content. They just don't, for whatever reason, don't know how to get out of that for whatever reason.
They are
You know what I'm
in
saying?
a situation where they don't see any forward motion.
Some people, you know what's crazy though?
So they get stuck on being like, well, ain't nobody else gonna love me like this person love me. Ain't nobody else gonna take care of me like this way. And you know what I'm saying? And then they become like afraid to make forward motion. And that, to me, is like a real topic. You know what I'm saying? Because like we get to a point in life and we think that that's just it. Like, that's all we supposed to have. When if we dig down deeper into ourselves and push ourselves on a regular basis, we realize, Joe, we got way more potential than we actually thought we had.
You know what's amazing though is when you meet people that's 35 plus that still don't know certain things, and I give an example, like if you run into somebody that's going through what you just said, ain't nobody else gonna love me, right?
Right.
You 35 plus and you don't know that it's a better life than an abusive relationship.
So I mean,
and it's people that's really like that. Like they really don't know nothing different than what they're going through. And you would think in age, no matter where you from or how you grew up, you would think at a certain age your mind would have to grow like your age do. You would think, but some people it don't work like that.
It don't work like that. A lot of us, you know what I'm saying? And I'm being for real when I say us, I'm talking culturally specific. You know, black melanated individuals that come from an inner city that's been dealing with this shit all their life, right?
This goes with everybody, though.
Yeah.
This goes for everybody.
It's for everybody, but
race, age.
For us, we get content with being 17, 18 years old, thinking that we supposed to be outside on street corners. Not saying everybody, but a lot of people believe in the same behavior that they was believing when they was 18, 19 years old.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You be 40 years old and still living in a 19-year-old mind.
Man,
I know a lot of people like that. I know a lot of people like that.
Man.
Like, no,
40 years old, you know what I'm saying, still catching warrants, you know what I'm saying? Or, in my case, one of my examples that I love to use is the fact that we don't like to get driver's licenses the way we supposed to. You know what I'm saying? So we be 40, 50 years old driving around town with no license. You know what I'm saying? And to me, like I understand the degrees of the license and, you know, just having something to identify yourself to the law enforcement. You technically don't need one to drive in America, but it's a form of identification for operating a motor vehicle. I understand that whole man. It's like, but if we understand that there are certain laws that can affect our freedom if we do not, you know what I mean, obtain a license, then why not get a license to avoid that hassle with law enforcement? You know what I'm saying? Like, get your license, clear your license plate up so that they not pulling you over. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you still can get pulled over with the legitimate license, but it gives them, you know, and it's sad, man, because that's another thing we was talking about, is how we have to become so docile. You know what I'm saying? We have to conform and become docile and like abide by what the individuals tell us we should do. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole
let's check out a few comments, man. Let's see what a few people saying. I can't see that.
All right, it's just some flame comments. I ain't see the other ones. What's up, y'all? Hey, Selena, Hakeem, Alexander, how y'all doing, man? What's up? I think Chrissy out there, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about what y'all think about content, being content.
Should you ever get content, even if, let's say, you know, you done reached all your goals, you're however old, you're 40 years old, you done reached all the goals that you had set. Should you stop? Should you not have more goals? Should you ever get content? In
my opinion, you should never, like, being content is like being grateful. You know what I'm saying? And it could be a sad mix. Like, you could be grateful for where you at in life. You know what I'm saying? But is that all you want out of life? Is this the only potential that you have? Is there something else inside of you that can push you to another level of life? You know what I'm saying? It's a conversation that we need to have on a regular basis, because we become content with just living the life that we live. You know what I'm saying? Like, me, I'm a prime example. We content with watching each other get shot. We content if we weren't content.
I don't know if I would use that word for that.
I say it like we content because, for one, when people die, instead of us really advocating to make sure that it don't happen to someone else's child, we'll make a T-shirt.
But you got
we okay with this happening?
No,
it's like we almost expect it to happen.
No, I wouldn't say all that. I mean, we probably expect it, but not. I don't think
as a community because we believe it's gonna happen.
You do got your organizations that do stuff though after violence. Though.
Man, that's another topic we was talking about.
We cannot be pulling that shit that the white folks or.
But is that real help?
What you mean?
Is it real help?
How else
like, you know what I'm saying? That's another. We was having a conversation about help and how people.
Is what real help though?
the help that the community organizations are providing for the individuals in our neighborhoods?
Well, they're doing
Is that
the
real
part
help?
they could do it. And, you know, this is one of those things where
We content with accepting fake help.
no, man, we're not content. See, you using the word wrong.
No, I'm
You're
not,
using
bro.
it wrong.
I mean, I'm
If
using
we
it
go
in my
back,
definition.
I know, see,
I'm
but we
using it in
gotta
my
go. We
definition.
gotta go by
And when I-
definition, though.
When I
We gotta
say
go with definition.
content, we content with what we're doing. It's because, Joe, the shit ain't changed in over 30 years.
But that's the thing about
It ain't
that.
changed
though.
in 30 years.
That's the thing, though.
And then
Look.
organizations can form and then do a little bit of something and then be like, you know what, I did everything that I could do. At least I helped.
They don't stop, though.
Man, it don't be real help.
How? What? We can't solve. No, we cannot solve problems like that, though. That's not how life works. To solve the problem that you're talking about with the violence inside the inner city, well, let's say
We
with the
need
black
real
people, right?
help. We need real help.
Listen.
The parents of the
There's no way.
children, the parents of the children that cause a lot of the damage in our community know that their children are involved in a lot of the damage that's happening in our
They be
community.
children themselves majority of the time.
Because they content. They content
hold
with
up,
the
but see,
lifestyle.
no.
They content
Hold
with
on,
the ideology.
man, that's not. You can't say that. Nobody's
Yes,
happy that people are dying.
Nobody's happy.
What is you talking about?
Nobody's happy that people are dying, but nobody's really doing
It's a
what
lot of
needs to
people
be
do
done
stuff about it.
on an individual level to make sure that it doesn't.
Listen,
happen.
listen. You're not letting me get this out. It's so much stuff that gotta work together. That's to you. First of all, you would never stop crime. First of all,
no, robberies
you would
gonna
never
happen.
stop crime
Robberies gonna
ever
happen.
in life.
Robberies
You know
gonna
what I'm
always
saying?
happen. Robberies
Shootings,
always gonna-
robberies, all that's going to happen in life.
No, I honestly believe
It's
a lot
impossible
of
not to have
the
that happen.
nonsense that be going on
Yeah,
on
I mean, what you
Facebook
talking
with
about?
these kids drilling each other over Facebook posts.
Okay, now
That's not like real stuff. That's a created.
but you
conflict.
cannot stop violence from happening. You can slow it down
Bro,
and cut it down, but you can't
in
stop it from happening.
in white America,
They die too. They kill
hold
each
on,
other
but
too.
in white America, for example, today in Stillwater, a kid made a Facebook post about wanting to harm somebody at the Stillwater High School. They shut the whole fucking high school down behind a Facebook post.
Okay,
Right? In our neighborhoods, our children are on Facebook brandishing firearms, talking about drilling and all this other stuff, and nothing occurs to that magnitude to curb that violence.
No, see, now you're talking about two different things.
not two
If that
different
happened in
things.
his school, they would shut it down too.
The
What
kids,
are you talking
I'm just
about?
saying, on the Facebook, like the kids that is what up Johnson High School, them kids talking all type of reckless stuff. It's kids that go to Johnson High School that be posting pictures and videos with pistols.
And I'm pretty sure
You know
if
what
the
I'm saying?
principal would ever seen that from the student in school,
The
just,
thing
if
is
they at
that
home doing it, they can't. What
There
the
is
school
a
gonna
there
do
is
about
a
it?
different tolerance.
Right, see, but
There's
hold
a
up, man.
different
Listen.
so to a certain extent, we content with it happening over here.
Oh, man. Who is content? You're saying we, like all black people, is
No.
content with people dying.
I'm not saying
So who
everybody
is-
is, but to a certain extent, we have not involved ourselves in the magnitude to show that we are not okay.
It's a
with this
bunch of
happening.
organizations that's out there from state to state that does something when there's black on black
And the
crimes.
thing is that inside of those organizations is individuals who are connected to other individuals that are creating some of the conflict in our community.
And that's one thing you ain't gonna stop either. Your nephew and all, you're not gonna stop everybody in your family from gang banging or whatever else.
You can't.
Man, you better stop living in fantasy.
I'm
man.
not living in fantasy.
You tell me
The
a
thing
family
is
that don't have
the
no
thing
gangbangers ever.
The thing is
Come
we
on,
think that
man.
shit is okay.
No, what you
We
mean?
think that shit is okay. We gonna be like, oh yeah,
Listen, first,
Shorty and them Trey
you
Trey.
can-
We grew
Listen,
up. We
listen.
grew
You
up
cannot make.
It's alright. It's
Listen,
alright.
though. You cannot make blanket statements like that and just put it on us like that.
Bro.
What are you talking about? So you're trying to tell me?
It is a blanket statement.
So
This
do you
shit,
not
this
have?
shit happens in
So
every
so
city.
you're trying to tell